morning of day 3. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it is raining pretty solidly this morning, and we're just looking at doing some organising and packing up at the moment. Yesterday's weather was really just absolutely beautiful. I don't think it rained at all, maybe a couple of tiny drops, but just about 18 degrees and very pleasant. And then last night it really rolled in. It was the noise of the wind was just phenomenal. I think perhaps it's the edge of the roaring 40s coming through here. On top of that, we had a fair bit of rain come down as well. I was waking up regularly. I had a particular rock I was watching in the river just to make sure the river levels weren't rising at all anytime during the night. We had to get up at about 11 to take down the tarp, because although it was set up really well, the wind was too strong that the plastic locking slider things weren't holding, and it was just coming loose. So yeah, that came down about 11 o'clock, and then added some extra guy lines to the tents, and yeah, bunkered down for the rest of the night and woke up to this glorious scene. So we started this morning nowhere near as majestically as yesterday. Basically wading through a whole lot of swamp, as you can see here. Lots and lots of very, very wet ground and massive puddles. You could almost call them lakes, but yeah, this is how we're starting day 3. But
and it's raining.
It's raining, but there is quite a bit of sun out as well. So hopefully it's not going to be totally just solid rain all day. What have you got, Ren?
It's a yabby. It was on the walking trail.
Look, there's one big claw and one mini claw.
Yeah, must have lost one.
Oh yeah, it's actually the lost one.
Yeah.
And he was right where we're walking, yeah?
Yeah. Just in the water.
Back he goes. Going straight on him. That's crazy. So here we are, yet another creek crossing. They're not really wide, usually just wide enough to get our foot to a tree or something, as Ren's doing now. But as I just found out, that tree is also really slippery, so I nearly ended up doing the splits. And quite often, as Ren's just finding out, you okay?
Yeah.
The trees kind of don't let you through
And it's
on the top
right.
half.
Yeah, clear.
Whew, nice one.
Bit that you can put your foot on. Does that?
Yeah, that helps.
Breaking branches help.
Ren just clears her own way through. We're stopped for lunch on day 3, and the weather is appalling. It's been blowing an absolute gale, raining on and off, mostly on. So we are just stopped for lunch, and there is no shelter along this part of the track anywhere. So we're just giving up a bit of a wind block. It's a bit hard to see anything because it's very cozy. So we're using our bags on one side and a couple of hiking poles to hold things up on the other side and get a tiny bit of shelter for our lunch break. Ren's over there somewhere. But yeah, beautiful weather down here in Southwest Tassie. You know what to do.
Oh my shit. Sorry.
So we've gone from bucketing rain and sideways. It felt like hail. I don't think it was, but it felt like it.
It was definitely sideways.
Yeah, out in the plains where it's just walking through swamp, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
ankle deep water, sometimes much deeper mud. And then we popped up the side of this hill and kind of come into this very, very wet rainforest, which involves lots of climbing over logs at the moment.
Can you see the mountain in the background there from your
No, behind all those trees is a really nice looking mountain. Just trust us on that. So once you get to the bit that has no moss on it, just be aware that that's super slippery. But there's a couple of bits of like notches, and I found that my shoe I could grip on a bit of a notch, which helped. Yeah, don't step too far on that one. Just do a short step.
I was stuck there for ages. Where your pole is where it gets slippery. So
what did you guys do?
Just took 1 or 2 steps and then ditched off the side.
And I just put my foot up until I found a bit of grip, and then went poles down. And then stepped up.
Just keep going slowly and fall forward if you need to.
Always fall forward. Yeah.
Yes.
That's just my right foot. There seems to be a lot of leeches around here. They don't like coming off, do they? Okay, we are in camp on the end of day 3, and I always say that day 3 is the hardest day of any hike, and this one has been exactly that so far. So we got to Watershed Camp, was it about 4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Something like that, bit before 4, something like that. And we had read a track report that indicated that there was a much better campsite that was available about 1 kilometre beyond Watershed Camp. So we had a bit of a chat and thought, yeah, we'll give it a go because we know that tomorrow's a really long day and maybe we could shorten that, knock off a bit extra and also get a better campsite. Unfortunately, that campsite didn't eventuate. We slogged it out for about an hour or so. I think we got nearly 2 Ks along, couldn't see anything at all. And it's also just been raining and really, really windy all day today. So battling all of that, there was a couple of patches that were slightly flat, but they were also really waterlogged and exposed. So we thought there's no chance of staying out there. So after a while, we decided we just had to bite the bullet and head back for those 2 Ks. And 2 Ks doesn't sound like very much, but 2 Ks on the Port Davey track is a really long way. So we came back. We made it to Watershed Camp just pretty much on sunset, I think. And just put up our tents, scraped all the leeches off. Thankfully I don't think there's been too many bites, but there does seem to be an awful lot of leeches around this campsite. I found one on my leg that had made its way inside my rain pants and gaiters that fell off as I was getting my boots off, and it just keeps bleeding. Yeah, I didn't think it would bleed. I knew that they kept bleeding a lot, but I didn't think it would be quite that much. But yeah, it doesn't hurt or anything, so that's really good. And yeah, we've had to flick a few leeches off each other today, but I don't think too many of them have actually really got purchase. So that's good. Tomorrow is a longer day again. So we're going to see how we go in the morning, hopefully get up super early and get on the track early so that we can make it through before sunset, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see how we go.